On this week's episode of the Vero Beach Social Media Pop-Up Podcast, we have Danielle Wincoop. She is the founder of Vero Beach Neighborhood Inc., which is the most amazing thing I've ever seen on Facebook, and we shot it on location at Beach Bum Bagel in Vero Beach, Florida. Give it a listen. You're going to love it. I guarantee it. Here we go. All right, folks, so we are here at Beach Bum Bagel in Vero Beach, Florida. I'm Curtis Carpenter, your host, and I'm here with Danielle Wincoop. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Wincoop. And she is the founder of Vero Beach Neighborhood Inc., and I cannot tell you how excited I am for this podcast. So, Danielle, why don't you introduce yourself, Tell us what you do, and I don't really ask people this a lot on film, but my favorite question to ask people is, how did you get to Vero Beach?
Oh, okay.
So go ahead. Let's hear it.
I'm Danielle Wincoop. My family's been here for about 30 years, and so we used to come down all the time, multiple times a year, and so I'm very familiar with Vero before Out West was even built, and I've just always loved it. I think there's something very, very special about Vero. There's a certain community fabric that's been woven here that I just love, and so when I was able to move down here full time, I was like, we're going to do something big, so here we are.
So where were you from?
Delaware.
Okay, all right. That forgotten about state. Yeah. People talk about Rhode Island like it's forgotten about, but I think Delaware is like the forgotten about eastern state.
Which is fine. That's okay.
There's a lot to forget about it. Is that
one
what
of
you're
those
getting at?
heinous northerners that people like to joke about online? So
that is funny. All right, so you've lived here 30 years, and the thing that I want to talk to you about, and we're going to jump right into it, is Vero Beach Neighborhood Inc., which is one of the most interesting things I've heard about on social media. So again, this is a marketing podcast, but we're not really going to talk about marketing today. We're going to talk about social media and Vero Beach Neighborhood Inc. So talk to me about Vero Beach Neighborhood Inc. You created this, right?
I did, yes.
Okay. And what made you create this?
So at first it started off as just like helping a friend. They ran a crime watch page and people kept asking like where to get their nails done and all these different things. And I said, listen, I'll just start a page. It can be like a dumping ground for all these extra questions. I had no idea what this was going to turn into at the time. And so it turned, we had about between 500 and 1,000 members the first week. And I was like, I bet we could do something pretty awesome for the community this way. And we started out with our first annual Christmas giveaways, which was really fantastic. And that's kind of built throughout the years. And the people have just flocked to the page. And I think there's some markers, like hallmark moments that are VBN specific that people really appreciate. And so that's why they come, they stick around, they invite their friends, and it's wonderful.
All right, so I cheated on this. I looked this morning. You have 28,800 members.
Yes.
Okay, how many of those do you think are in Vero Beach?
I would say I want to say probably 2/3. I would think are in at least as snowbirds.
Okay.
Maybe 60-ish%. I would think something like that.
Okay.
But,
so the other 30 to 40%, they're just there for entertainment? Because it's entertaining.
It is. We pride ourselves on that. I think the rest of the people are either relatives of people who live here. I know we ask a couple of questions when you join the page, and we have seen people say, my parents live there, we vacation there, I'm looking for a wedding destination. So there are people who have other relationships to the community other than full-time or snowbirding.
Gotcha. All right. So to get into specifics, this is actually a group, not a page. It's funny. It's ironic how this kind of worked out. I wrote a blog yesterday about what the difference is between a Facebook page and a Facebook group. I wish I had done this next week when this podcast actually comes out, but you can go back and check it out. Why did you create a group and not a page?
So I don't know that the pages are as user-friendly, and I think they're more specific to a business. I feel like that's kind of a good lane for businesses in terms of putting stuff out there. It's not as interactive as a group would be. So group really kind of, it's good for all that interacting, the comments and the posts, and then that's really where you get that is in the groups.
Right. So again, that's in the blog, actually, is how you can interact with people that have similar interests with you in a group versus a page. So I think that you did the right thing there. But this is technically a business, Vero Beach Neighborhood Inc. Talk to me about, did you incorporate this? Why did you incorporate it as a nonprofit? Talk to me about this.
So it didn't start out as a business. It is a business now. It is the worst business financially ever. It's really, honestly, I have to give a huge shout out to my husband, Joe Wencoop, who really just funds all of my excitement. So a lot of the giveaways, the ones that are not business sponsored, he really is kind of Mr. VBN, like the man behind this whole thing who keeps it moving forward. And so I appreciate that. But I am segueing into monetizing just very minimally, and those funds go back back into VBN. So really for years it's been the wine coops who have funded it, and so now this will kind of help even it out a little bit.
So let's talk about that. VBN endorsed.
Yes. Yeah.
Spell it. This is your pitch. This is when you get
The
to
big
ask
moment,
all
yeah.
7 listeners
That's right.
if they want to be part of VBN endorsed.
Well, all 7 of you. No, I really. People have been asking me for a long time to do something like this, and I have hesitated. I'm very cognizant of the reputation that VBN has and what it will look like, and as we were kind of making my decision, the governor had signed that rule saying as of July 1st, you don't have to be licensed to do a handful of things. And because of that, we decided this is probably the time. So VBN Endorse is a little bit different than your standard marketing. We vet the company, make sure they have the right licensing, insurance, everything like that, and then they have a good reputation. And we don't take everyone, and if you decide to take a left in your business, we let you go out of that program. But it's a really good place. I get messages all the time. People are like, who do you have for VBN endorse this? It's just fantastic. So it's really starting. It's ticking up pretty quickly, and I'm really proud of it.
Morals and ethics with marketing. Go figure.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Curtis.
No, trust me. We've well, I was going to say we fired clients, but you can't fire somebody if you've never brought them on. But there are definitely people that have
Sure.
asked us for services, and we've turned them away. But it is good to hear that, because most marketing agencies or marketing platforms, that's not.
I almost
necessarily
feel
the
bad
case.
doing that a little bit, but I do understand the reputation that VBN has built. I've worked very hard for that, and it's really very important. I really want everyone to do well, and so that's difficult, but it's necessary.
Maybe you answered this, and I don't remember. When did you start this?
Which
Vero Beach neighborhood. Not the endorsed part. The whole group.
the whole thing, November 1st, 2017.
November 1st, 2017. So almost 4 years ago. So before this, there was a page called September in Vero.
Yes.
Did you have anything to do with that, or did you know anything about it?
No, I was a member of that page. Fantastic page.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. They kept it very, very specific to only local businesses.
Right.
And boy, I was looking if there was 4 moderators. They worked themselves to death trying to keep it like just very specific. VBN was always just a little bit different than that. I didn't in any one way want to stunt them or compete with them, because I think there's room for everybody. So mine was a little bit different. So for the purposes of VBN, as long as your business is based or you have a legal address, not a P.O. box, in Indian River County or Fort Pierce, that is welcome. So it's a shade different, I guess.
All right. So you mentioned something. And so I had a notebook with all these questions, and I forgot it at home.
Oh,
so
no.
So they're in this trusty dusty brain
That's
right
right.
here, which if I had them all, this would probably be a 2-hour podcast. But every time you bring something up, it's a light bulb that
Sure,
goes
yeah,
off.
ask me anything.
How many admins are on this page?
So I am the only admin, and of course I have my daughter who's also on there. More of an access point for me to get back in if there's any
I forgot
issue.
my password.
That's right, but she does help occasionally. You'll see her pop up here and there. And then I have 2 wonderful moderators, Mike Pruda and Rachel McNamara, who just really help facilitate the page with humor and grace, and I really appreciate them.
Humor. You want to look at Mike's posts?
They're fantastic. Yeah.
Oh my God, I laugh so hard with
Yeah.
Mike's stuff. This thing that he's got with Falcon Trace is just.
It's
I mean, this is
amazing, yeah.
comedic gold. You could make a Netflix documentary out
Right, yeah.
of his trials and tribulations with Falcon Trace. And speaking of Falcon Trace, there are so many. I don't even know what I would call them. VBN highlights that you can
Right.
find almost on the daily.
Yes.
Yellow plane.
Absolutely.
What kind of snake is this? The Falcon Trace stuff. What else am I missing?
There's some really pizza.
Oh, yeah.
You can't forget pizza.
So, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, do it.
There is a separate group
There is, yes.
called Vero Beach Neighborhood Pizza.
Yes.
Let's hear about it.
All right, so pizza got so big. I love pizza.
Yeah, it's
but
my favorite food.
Really,
Yeah.
we had like every single day, multiple times a day, people were like, where's the best pizza? Where's the best pizza? It's not New York pizza. I'm like, I know. So that's okay, because it's still really good. So it just needed its own page. And so what we do on the pizza page is it's all pizza, pizza near, pizza far, pizza memes. You can do anything. That's rules are a little bit different on that page than they are on the main VBN page. And we do pizza crawls. We've done that. So I'm kind of waiting for like life to clear back up a little bit here, but people are ready to go on their next pizza crawl. So,
Yeah, I want to get on a pizza crawl. It's my favorite food.
Absolutely. I mean, literally, yes, it is exactly what it sounds like. We go from restaurant to restaurant eating pizza all day long. And then we vote. We have a card that we vote for each one. And then I actually have a slice of pizza trophy that goes to the winner at the end. So it's pretty awesome.
When was your last pizza crawl?
It was in 2019 prior to,
And who's got the pizza trophy?
it was the pizza guys.
Pizza Guys.
Pizza Guys.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Bittersweet moment. I love them.
R.I.P. Pizza Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're one of my favorites.
Fantastic humans.
I don't usually like to talk about myself too much on these, but I used to live out in Point West when Pizza Guys opened up, and we went in there. My wife and I. It was like the second week they were open, and we got pizza, and I was like, wow, this is really good. And this guy comes out, and he's like, oh, do you like pizza? And he chatted with us for 10 or 15 minutes. Billy Mullen.
Yep.
And I don't know who this guy is. I figured he was a cook or something. And so I told my wife, I'm like, man, that guy was kind of cool. I really like that guy. So about a week later, we're in the mood for Pizza Guys again, and that was our jam. I mean, Pizza Guys was our spot.
Yeah.
So I love pizza. I love Caps. I love Pizza Mia. I love Pizza Guys. I mean, I don't have a. It's odd. I don't have a place I don't like in Vero, and I'm not saying that because I'm on film, because I've said really like ridiculous, dumb stuff before. But there's not a place. When somebody's like, "Oh, where's the best?" All right, I can give you some suggestions, but you're not going to get a bad pie around here, and it's.
Yeah.
Unless you go to a chain place.
Is it different than New York pizza? Absolutely, it's totally different. Yeah. But for Vero, I love it. I mean, it's fantastic. I eat pizza shamefully multiple times a week, and shout out to Caps. But it's just what it is. So.
Yeah, it's funny. Now we don't live in Point West anymore, but we live kind of close to there, I guess. And I make the trek down to Caps. I mean, and again. I can get a good pizza anywhere, but it's the personality. Yeah, the trek, right? Well, it was funny. You mentioned out west, in Vero. So when I was a kid, my grandmother lived off of like 82nd Avenue or something, and we lived kind of near downtown. Yeah. And I remember asking my mom if we could go see my grandma. I mean, I was like 9. Hey, can we go see grandma? And she's like, no, that's a day trip. Like, we don't go to 82nd Avenue unless it's for the day. And then lo and behold, I lived off of 74th for like 4 years. But anyway, we're going way off topic, but that's all right, because we make up the rules as we go here.
I like making up rules.
So, Vero Beach neighborhood. So, I'm trying to. So you get a lot of people that come on there and they're like, "Hey, I think this guy's the best," or "I think that guy's the best." How much arguing do you get on Vero Beach Inc. where you have to actually moderate and you say, "Hey, no more"?
Okay, so we moderate. Broader answer. We moderate pretty much 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There's really rare amounts of time. We're like good nuts, you know what I mean? There's very few hours in the week that no one is watching it. And so we kind of pride ourselves on having that level. I don't believe there's any other page that moderates to the extent that we do.
Sure.
As far as arguing, I'd like to think that we're on the lower end of that. There are times where it's cyclical. It ebbs and flows depending on what's happening in the world. I think it affects people, in their soul, in their life, and they get online. It's very easy to just kind of on the internet.
Yeah.
So we just try to watch that. We have like some very staple, concrete ground rules, that we do not waver from, and everyone is held accountable to that. And that's something that you can do. Then it's okay that it may not be for you, but they're good-natured rules. I think there's nothing crazy.
How many? So you're the only admin. You have, and then you have your daughter, and then you have 2 moderators. So of the 4 of you, how many hours would you say per week do you? I mean, you said 24/7. Is that?
Yes.
I mean,
that's accurate. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm
98
I'm
hours a week or whatever that is.
Yeah, I'm on anywhere between 12 to 16 hours a day, easy.
So crazy.
I know. Rachel is on a handful of hours. I'd say between Rachel and Mike, probably between 3 to 8 hours, 3 to 10 hours a day, depending on what's happening and when it's happening.
And I want everybody that's listening to understand this. This is not a profitable business.
No, it is not.
So
Sorry,
you're
Joe.
spending 12 hours, 14 hours per day.
Absolutely.
Looking at your computer, at your phone, moderating comments, moderating posts for $0. Or less than $0.
When you say it like that, it sounds really bad.
I think there are some labor laws that should come in here with federal minimum wage and stuff like that.
Do not get Mike and Rachel started.
So funny.
Yeah.
So what? And now I'm just kind of spitballing here because I don't have my notepad in front of me. But what percentage of people do you think get on there and they think, well, I'm just going to say what I want because I don't really care about the moderators and. So what if they have to delete my comment or whatever? Like, do you feel like you get that a lot?
We do. So unfortunately, drama sells. So when people get on there and say something ugly, it attracts more attention than the thousands of other good posts. But we've actually kind of done the math on our end, and it's anywhere between 1% and 3% of all of things, which really is super low. So I know in the moment it seems like, oh, this is all that's happening, but that's not really what's happening, actually. So and we're very proud of that. There's about just under 3,000 posts a month. We go through 60,000 plus comments a month, and we do, between the three of us, go through every single one and every comment and sub-comment and everything. We go through everything. So sometimes we're like right on top of you, and other times it takes us an hour or two. So no, that does not mean that we're inconsistent. It just means that we're busy.
Right.
So,
Well, and you have a life to live. I mean,
sometimes,
So it's funny because I'm an admin on probably 60 pages. Just by the nature of our business, we're admins on these, and myself, Andy, somebody. I mean, we've always got somebody kind of watching these too, but I would lie if I said you had 24/7 coverage. Like right now, we're not actually. Andy's sitting over there on the phone right now, probably looking at comments on these pages. But
keep an eye on it for me while you're over there.
But yeah, it's so wild to me. Yeah. Again, out of the 50 or 60 or 70, I don't know how many pages that we're admins on. To say 60,000 comments a month, no, we probably go through 60,000 comments a year.
Yep.
You guys are going through that in a month. It's just so wild to me. And again, this is not your livelihood. This is not, how you make a living. It's just insane. So that's really it. I wanted to talk to you about Vero Beach neighborhood, and I want to talk about Endorsed. I want to talk about pizza. I want to talk about the plane and the snakes and the Falcon Trace and
Christmas
the fun
giveaways.
stuff. Christmas giveaways. See, if I had my notepad.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm here for you.
Yeah. All right. I want to hear about this.
Christmas giveaways are so Christmas is the VBN go time. It is where we do all kinds of stuff. Mike Pruda started a whole thing where he buys Christmas trees. People donate, and he buys Christmas trees for families in need. We buy gifts. We do huge giveaways. The community is really, really awesome. It's my favorite community. So all the businesses donate, or majority of them donate to me, which is incredibly humbling to me. And a lot of them have only met me for the first time, and they're like, here's a $100 gift card to my store. That trust with their business means everything to me, and I don't take that lightly. But everyone is watching in the month of December, because there's giveaway after giveaway after giveaway. There's t-shirts that we give out that have all the sponsors' names on them, and it's really a fun time. I really like that old-fashioned kind of Christmas, and that's what we try to emulate.
So how is that structured? Let's say I've got Beach Bum Bagels, which, by the way, thank you, George and Julie, for having us here. We've taken up a third, I think, of their restaurant.
Yes.
And so thank you all very, very much. And well, you won't know, but we're giving free coffee away. So by the time you hear this, it's too late. But thank you for letting me do that. I mean, it's a cool thing.
I'll post again today just to remind people.
Right.
Yes.
So, how is that structured with the giveaways? So, Beach Bum wants to give you $100 to a gift card.
So
what happens now?
They can do it in any increment. So of the $100, they can do $100 gift, $250, a couple of 20s. We've had that a couple times. And so they get a day. And then I start doubling up the days depending on how many businesses. Last year we had 50-something businesses involved, which was fantastic. And so literally I set them up the night before every single post, and we post, and we have asked questions, and we pick people at random, and people just really, really love it.
So it's a randomized thing?
It's a randomized thing, yep.
Okay, and so you've got a post that says something like, hey, Beach Bum Bagels has donated two $50 gift cards. If you want one, comment below. I mean,
So we ask a question, either a Christmas question or some other kind of question, and whoever answers it, we structure each question just a little bit differently. And what I really like about it is I always like the coming up next posts, right? Okay. So plan for this week, we have this company and this company and this company, and people love that because they kind of, like I said, that's how people keep watching in December, which is great. And there's no better spotlight on local businesses, at least for the month of December, than that.
Oh, for sure. We have a client, Orc Services. They do a 12 Days of Christmas.
Yeah.
And so, and I forget exactly how they increment it, but I want to say it's like maybe, let's see, if Christmas on the 25th, it might end on like the 23rd. So like December 12th, they'll have a charity where they give 100, and then they have a partner company that gives 100. So now it's cross marketing with the other business.
It's fantastic.
Everybody's great. And then the next day it's 200 and 200 and 300 and 300 and all the way up to 1,200 and 1,200. And you can do the math and figure out what that comes out to. But I mean, he ends up giving away like $8,000 in cash to nonprofits.
I think there's some misnomer out there that like there's like a small group of us and we all kind of stick together, and that's not true. So for VBN purposes of both Vero Beach Neighborhood, VBN Endorsed, or any giveaways that we do, any good business, any reputable business is welcome, and as many of them as possible. So if you have like a couple flooring companies and a couple air conditioner companies, that doesn't matter. It's what kind of service do you offer? Do you stand behind your product? Are you a good business? I think there's more than enough for all the good businesses. And we refer, I mean, we own a fleet maintenance company. Okay. We refer to other people. People come with us to automobiles and they refer us, which is fantastic. So it's wonderful.
For me, like, our business is very niched, right? So we're business to business. We're trying to advertise for businesses. I mean, that's just what we do. I don't know if $100 to a random person on Vero Beach neighborhood would be worth anything, but let's say I went to, I'm trying to think of a local, let's say I went to Vero Beach Hotel and Spa, and I got a $100 gift card. Could I use that as the prize for
Absolutely.
Vero Beach social media to give that away?
Yes.
Okay.
And it is the best way, especially like with your new company. Congratulations, by the way, it's so focused.
Great.
I think, it would be great. Hey, VBSM has decided to give out, this $100 gift card to.
Oh, yeah, I got some ideas now.
Because there are a handful of businesses, like I said, like tile or flooring or Air Docs did it last year. They were great. They gave me, I think, 5 $20 gift cards. And so there were 5 separate questions to put their name right out there. I mean, they're a quality company to begin with, but that was really fantastic. And then they were just regular Visa gift cards.
Right.
And people can use them for whatever they want.
So they don't even have to be okay.
They can be regular. It can be to some other place.
I'm in. Sign me up for that in December.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And also, again, for the 7 people or however many that are listening,
That's right.
I mean, think about it. And so, obviously, I always have marketing in my head.
Yeah.
28,800 people on Vero Beach neighborhood, right? So when we calculate your marketing dollars, we calculate them in cost per mil. So how much did it cost you for every 1,000 times the ad came out? Okay, so in Facebook terms, it's about $10 an ad spend, something like that, depending on your objective, and I can get into the minutia of that. But 28,800 divided by 100 is $3 cost per mil. I mean, that's a fraction of what it would cost to advertise through social media. Again, it's not as super targeted, but you have a relatively local audience, and you have a very engaged audience.
Absolutely.
We talk all the time about word of mouth being the best thing for business. Well, in the 21st century, social media is word of mouth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
it's
that's
very
incredible.
helpful, especially in a smaller community like this. It really does, works wonders. And just one other point I wanted to bring up, I am rolling out a 501c3. So a lot of times when people donate to the Christmas giveaways, they're like, hey, do you have a receipt or something? And I'm like, oh, we need to do this. And so we'll be getting that up and running as well. So
I'm not a CPA, but you could probably write that off as marketing.
I could.
No, not you. I'm saying the business that's donating, that's a marketing.
They can, absolutely.
QuickBooks,
Yeah, and I think that really all it does is it helps more people. So the more people we can help, the better. People ask me, how big do you want the page to get? I want it to be as big as it possibly can be, so long as we're still helping people.
Right.
Once you stop helping people, then that is really what VBN is about. And so if that stops, then I'm not sure where to go after that.
We talk to clients all the time. They're like, well, I want as many followers as I can get. I'm like, well, you're going to get the amount of followers that you need. Like, if you only service this area, what do you need 10,000 or 10 million followers for? So I like your approach on that. You want Vero Beach neighborhood to be as big as it needs to be, which is awesome. Yeah, I think that's amazing.
The more the merrier. When people move here, and that's kind of a point in contention, but my feeling is I welcome people who love Vero Beach. The best thing you can do for the area is have more people who love Vero, who want to protect Vero, who want to participate in all the things that we've always participated in. That's the best.
So I love a lot about Vero Beach neighborhood. Again, the humor is really where I mean, I just love reading these posts and laughing. And I mean, that's if you look on my TikTok, the algorithm there just makes me laugh all the time, or Twitter or whatever. But my second favorite thing to read, and maybe a close second, is I like it when somebody says, hey, I'm moving to Vero next year, and I want to know the best realtor. I want to know the best this, or I want to know the best that. And there's so many people out there that are like anti-growth. And I'm not, I mean, listen, I don't want Vero to become Miami or Fort Lauderdale or Orlando or any of that. But inevitably, you're going to grow. I want the people that are coming here to be engaged.
Right.
I did some work with Susan Adams, who's on the county commission. She owns Marsh Landing. And she said, and I'm going to screw this quote up because it's through her microphone, but she said, if you're going to be in the community, you need to be part of the community. Right. And so when I see somebody saying they're moving here from out of town and they want to be involved, that is music to my ears.
I love people who love Vero.
Right.
And my feeling is if you're telling them to get lost, you're having the polar opposite effect. They're coming here wanting to be part of the community. I think it's beautiful and they like it. The best thing you can do to keep Vero feeling of course, it's now bigger. It's all out of control at this point. You cannot contain it anymore. So if they're coming here, you want to entice them with the beauty that is Vero. And to do that, welcome. This is what we do here. This is how we do it. And the new people go, oh yeah, that's great. I love that. And they'll immediately jump into that. But if you're sitting there online screaming, wow, on the internet, they will do the complete opposite. It makes no sense to me.
On the flip side, so that's one of my favorite things to see. One of my least favorite things to see is somebody like, go back home. We don't want you here. It's like, no.
There's one person who always does it with a lot of grace, and that would be this guy Corey, who's fantastic, and he always says "we full," and that's my favorite.
We full, yeah.
And it's one of those lighthearted, good-natured ways to say something, and so we appreciate that. For me, it's not always what you're saying; it's how you were saying it.
Of course,
and that is just a tried and true thing, and I think people should do more of that. So yeah.
Yeah, we've gotten very creative on social media on figuring out how to be sarcastic through text,
right?
And figuring out, like you said, being graceful and good-natured in the way that we say things, because a lot of times brevity can be lost through text. And so the we full thing is, hopefully that doesn't get taken the wrong way. I know what he means, you know what he means.
I do.
So hopefully the person
I've started
reading
just tagging him, like, hey, welcome to Vero, Corey, and like he comes and he does, because I want people to understand kind of like the humor that goes into it. And so I always say not everything is for everyone all the time, and that is okay. It's not possible to make everyone happy 100% of the time, but we do our best to keep like the level high as much as possible. So
no, I love it.
Yep.
I don't have an excuse to say we're out of time, because we're not, because this podcast could literally run for 20 million hours if we wanted. Do you have anything else you want to say? My notebook's not here.
Oh,
so.
yeah, no, that's it. No, I feel like we've covered all the things. But we have a meetup page as well.
Oh,
I think
see,
a lot
I didn't
of people,
even know this.
Yeah, I'll just keep talking.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I have all the things.
Vero Beach Neighborhood Meetup.
Meetup, yes.
Okay.
So we have a book club, especially with
Danielle.
I have all the things. It's like a monopoly.
So meetup. Let's talk about meetup, and then let's talk about book club, because I'm listening.
Okay.
Nobody else is.
So no, it's just us, and this is fantastic.
Oh, Andy.
Hi, Andy. So the meetup page is really great. I started that because a lot of people, like we were just talking about, moving into the area, and they just imagine moving to a new place and you don't know anyone. And so what we do is, like, occasionally, a couple times a month, we'll have a meetup, a coffee, a dinner, a happy hour, something like that. And I feel like they have all VBN in common, and so they all kind of come together, and then like all the chatter, goes off into different conversations, and they exchange phone numbers, and then you've made a friend.
Yeah.
And then it's not so lonely anymore. I hate the thought of people being in this beautiful, beautiful town and feeling lonely. I don't like that. So that's what that is for. And then book club, people love books, so it's strictly a non-fiction. No, fiction.
Fictional, right?
Yeah, no, I can't.
that would suck. It's like, oh, let's discuss the history written about in this book.
Historical non-fiction. Yeah, no. Not there's anything wrong with that. But yeah. Fiction. It kind of like takes your mind off of things, and we can come together once a month and talk about it. But if you don't read the book and you still want to come in, absolutely come check it out. Like, come make new friends wherever you can connect with people. So I just try to create opportunities for people to connect.
So has COVID hampered the meetup and the book club thing and all that, or are you guys masking and distancing or whatever? I mean,
so last year, absolutely. This year, life has kind of returned a little bit, mostly to normal. So people need to mask. We respect that. If people don't mask, we respect that.
Sure.
And we have the meetings at the library, and I know that they're very
book
good
club,
at, like,
that makes sense.
Yeah, book club at the library. Imagine that. And I know that they're good at, like, wiping every surface down.
Right.
And we waited until they were back open for business to have those again. I am kind of weighing, just with the particular climate, when I should have the next pizza crawl, and trying to be responsible.
Sure.
For all parties involved, depending on whatever your leaning is. But otherwise, I would anticipate that maybe closer to the end of the year, next year, we're hopeful that things are fully back up to speed. But we have a happy hour on Sunday coming up at Armani Cucina. It's at 4 p.m. And it's outside, so people who are comfortable,
that's right here downtown, right?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, they are phenomenal. Great family, really great product. And so we'll be there from between 4 to 6. So
okay, Sunday 4 to 6, Armani Cucina,
yes.
Happy hour. Book club, when's the next meeting?
The next meeting is September 21st at 6 p.m.
September 21st at 6 at the library.
At the library. It's a
and
Tuesday
what
night.
book are you going over? Do you know?
We're reading The Strangler by William Landay. He was the one who wrote Defending Jacob, which was a fantastic book. So we're looking forward to that one.
All right. So if you want to rip through The Strangler real quick,
that's right.
and meet September 21st at 6?
At 6, yes.
At 6 at the library. Mm-hmm. So the meetup, is that the happy hour at Armani
It is.
Cucina?
That's this Sunday at 4.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right, man. I had no clue that you had a book club and that there was
all
a
kinds of
meetup.
stuff. Yes.
Am I missing anything else?
No, I mean, I'm thinking, but yeah, no, that's the majority of what's going on.
You want to give a shout out to Joe's
company?
Joe's
My
company. Yeah,
Sure,
your
yeah,
company. I
it's,
don't know whose company it is. Yeah.
It's Joe's. It's True Quality Fleet Maintenance, and so we service all diesel fleets, construction equipment, regular diesel for individual cars, and some automotive emergencies, depending on what that is. But he really is a master mechanic. He's really fantastic at what he does, and so, and I rarely compliment him, but that's true. That's a true story.
Well,
So,
you know that, and probably the people that follow this page know that I'm a huge Little League guy. I was on the board for a long time. I still help them out with communications and marketing and all that stuff. And True Quality Logistics was a sponsor our very first year.
Yeah.
And so I can't thank you guys enough. Nonprofits in this town, again, whatever's near and dear to your heart, whatever it is, if it's the river, if it's Little League, if it's whatever, good for you. But I'm a big baseball guy, and I can't thank Joe and you and True Quality enough for
Oh yeah,
for
absolutely.
sponsoring
It was our
us.
pleasure. We did it for 2 years. It was great. Really, I highly recommend that people check it out and sponsor.
Yeah, cool. All right. Anything else? Andy, you got anything?
I'm gravy. I'm good.
He's good. All right.
I mean, you guys are doing great. It's great content. Keep
All right. Keep going. Oh, well, I mean.
Andy loves us, so even if
Yeah.
he's the only one listening.
Yeah.
I know.
All right. So we've got 3 listeners, you, me, and Andy.
That's right.
Probably the people behind the counter.
We're our
Again,
biggest fans.
yeah,
Which is
George
great.
and Julie, thank you all very much for having us at Beach Ball. Oh, it's giveaway time, I think.
Oh.
I got stuff for you.
No, I brought gifts.
Oh.
I brought
This is
gifts.
the first time I've gotten a gift. I didn't
What?
forget. Yeah. Last time, no, I did it with Katie. I forgot with Andy, who actually owns AYS Employee Leasing, who we're sharing an office with. So not like a big
Yikes.
deal.
Yeah,
But
I know.
hey,
Hey,
I want to
this
see what I
one's
got.
for you.
I want to see what I got.
I did bring a T-shirt for Andy as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at
so,
this. Oh,
Yeah.
this is like Christmas.
It is.
It's like a Christmas giveaway
right.
in August.
Oh, I'm gonna open mine too.
Yeah. I don't know what I got here.
Man, I love a tumbler, and this color, you really have cornered the market on this color. It's
yeah.
fantastic. Love,
All
love,
right.
love.
What do we got here?
The original, the logoed
Oh.
original. Yeah.
I love it.
And you can buy this. We have all kinds of merchandise.
Where can I buy it?
And so, so Steve from PD Go is building a website for me, which should be up and
Okay.
running in the next possibly 2 months.
Nice.
And
Oh, this must be Andy's, or that's Andy's. One of these is
either one,
Andy's.
yeah, same shirt, different
right.
colors. And so you'll be able to go right online and purchase them. Like right now, you can message me and purchase them, but
Okay.
you'll be able to go online and shop from the comfort of your own home.
So when this comes out next Friday, what's today's date? So this will come out early September. The first Friday in September, this will be out. You can message. Oh, there's more in here.
Yeah.
Oh my
I brought all the
goodness.
good stuff, just like
Holy
you did.
cow.
This is like all the
All
good
right.
stuff.
Got some pens. Oh, mug with the plane. Some
Yeah.
bracelets. Oh my gosh, this is like Christmas. Like, now what is this?
Keychain, flashlight, whistle. I know.
I mean, what
I
else
don't
do you need?
skimp on quality.
Yeah, what else do you need in life?
That's right.
Oh, thank you so
right.
much. Oh, and the bookmarks for the book club?
That's right.
Now I got to read The Strangler.
Now you have to read The Strangler. That's right.
All right. Well, I didn't have enough to do, so
That's
now I'm
right.
going to read that. And then, oh, man. Oh, these are multicolored. So
I am such an 80s baby. I
Oh my God.
love these.
when I was a kid, all right, anybody that's under about 20 right now listening to this, which there aren't any, but if there were, you want the latest iPod, you want, or I guess iPhone, not iPod, you want the PS5. All that.
We're dating ourselves.
When I was 10, I wanted
was
this.
the jam.
And then
Yeah.
if you didn't try and push them both down at the same time, you didn't live.
All three.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
I'm saying. Awesome. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
All right, you got a cup?
I love,
You got- all
love.
right,
I have
you
the
got
koozies, I have the
All right,
pen, I have the
good.
sticker. Love.
Awesome.
Love.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, we're going to have to do this more often because I love giving and I love receiving gifts. I mean,
Beautiful.
Christmas is my
That's
favorite
right.
day of the year. So,
Yes.
great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for having
it
me. This
recorded
is
the whole
lovely.
thing, so that's good.
Beautiful.
We don't have to do this again. Awesome. Danielle, thank you very much. Again, if you've made it all the way 30 whatever minutes into this, Vero Beach Neighborhood Inc. is the Facebook group. Again, not the page. Go join it. There are a couple questions to get in, but if you're not a bot, you'll get in fine.
Absolutely.
Engage with the content. Talk about Yellow Plains. Ask what the snake is. Talk about Falcon Trace. Join the book club.
Yes.
Hook up with the meetup Sunday. Armani Cucina. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming on.
Very welcome. Thank you for having me.
All right, and that concludes this week's podcast. Thanks, George and Julie.
Thank you.